The Lands Commission has said it will fully implement the Land Act 2020 and its provisions. The act prescribes a minimum 5-year jail term and a maximum 15-year sentence for persons acting as land guards. Those who engage the services of same in Ghana also fall foul of the law. The activities of land guards have become a burden for many looking to acquire land, particularly in the national capital, Accra. In the central region, for instance, over 2,000 salt producers say they have lost their businesses after they were attacked by suspected land guards at Dampase in the Gomwa East District over a boundary dispute. Properties running into thousands of Ghana cedis were damaged in the attack. The salt producers have threatened to fight back if authorities fail to address their concerns. The Executive Secretary of the Lands Commission, James Dotson, says the new law will ensure sanity in the land space. According to him, sponsors of land guards will not be left off the hook as well. The 2021 Ghana School of Law entrance exams saw 28% of the LLB candidates gain entrance to the Ghana's only institution for training lawyers. 790 out of 2,824 candidates passed the exam organized earlier this year. The pass rate is in line with previous years except for 2020, where 1,045 students out of 2,763 passed the entrance examination. In 2019, only 128 candidates out of a total of 1,820 passed the exam. In 2017, 500 students were admitted into the school, with 450 students admitted in 2016. The poor pass rate has in the past sparked calls for reform of legal education in Ghana. Critics have said the General Legal Council deliberately restricts people from gaining access to legal education. Admission to the Ghana School of Law for professional legal education requires that successful candidates obtain a minimum rank of 50%. The Minister of Roads and Highways, Kwesi Amwakwata, has warned bidders for road projects without needed resources to stay away completely. He indicated that he will not allow any visionless contractor to halt government's road initiative, which has been extended to 2021. Describing road projects as capital intensive, he cautioned that those interested in the field should not come unprepared. Quote, "No matter who you are, no matter your size, no matter your pedigree, once you cannot perform, I have the moral courage and the moral authority to knock you off and be replaced by a more competent person," the minister warned. He said a total number of 106 projects have been awarded in the region and the work is currently ongoing. He assured that measures are being put in place by Ghana Highway Authority, Feeder and Urban Roads Department to monitor contractors across all 16 regions in the country. The Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Enterprise Agency, Mrs. Kosi Yankee Aye, has advised entrepreneurs in the micro, small, and medium enterprises space to keep themselves from ventures which are no longer relevant in today's changing world. Rather, she said, entrepreneurs must be adaptable with the ability to pivot to deliver new products and services or to form novel partnerships in order to strengthen operational capacities. Mrs. Yankee Aye observed that innovation was no more an option, rather a must, with the coming into force of the African Continental Free Trade Agreement. On the theme, Journey to a Sustainable Future, Building Resilient and Innovative SMEs for Economic Transformation, the forum formed part of the series of activities outlined to help businesses navigate their way and overcome the negative impact of COVID-19 pandemic. Ghana is set to take advantage of this year's exposition in Dubai, United Arab Emirates, to revive investments in her economy and help restore economic growth. Dubbed Dubai EXPO 2020, the exhibition event is projected to bring together approximately 192 countries and is expected to draw between 25 and 30 million visitors, making it the largest international gathering of its kind in the UAE. The Expo, if not for the outbreak of COVID-19 pandemic, was originally scheduled to be held from October 20th, 2020 to April 10th, 2021. However, with countries easing restrictions and with activities gradually returning to normalcy, the event has been postponed and rescheduled to start from October 1st, 2021 to March 31st, 2022. Deputy Minister of Trade and Industry, Herbert Krapra, said, quote, Ghana's participation in the Expo is intended to underscore government's industrial transformation agenda, promote private sector businesses, and showcase our investment opportunities to attract investment into critical sectors of the economy, such as energy, trade, water and sanitation, environment, agriculture, education, and tourism. The United States Department of Agriculture has invested about $2 million in the poultry sector through the just-ended Ghana Poultry Project. According to technical lead of the project, Raymond Dente, the investment was given out as grant to modernize the poultry industry. Speaking on the sidelines of Ghana Chicken Regulatory Forum, he disclosed that the funds were used to improve egg processing, digitize trading along the value chain, among others. Quote, we have trained close to 10,000 farmers and various actors in the value chain to increase their efficiency. We also had demonstrations to show farmers that they can raise their broilers in 6 weeks. We have tested modules to prove that Ghana is capable of exporting. We had about $2 million in grants to test modules like processing eggs. We have people concentrating on online sales. We also help government agencies develop a number of standards and protocols. We're currently working with the Veterinary Services Directorate on the Animal Health Bill, he said. Nearly 600 United Airlines employees face being fired after failing to comply with the firm's COVID-19 vaccination policy. The vast majority of the 67,000 U.S. staff have supplied proof of vaccination, which was required by Monday. Quote, this was an incredibly difficult decision, its bosses said in a memo to employees. The Chicago-based airline set out its COVID requirements for staff in August. Its U.S. employees had to upload proof of vaccination or the first of 2 jabs by the deadline on Monday. The 593 workers who have refused a coronavirus vaccine and have not applied for an exemption on religious or medical grounds now face losing their jobs. quote, our rationale for requiring the vaccine for all United's U.S.-based employees was simple, to keep our people safe. And the truth is this, everyone is safer when everyone is vaccinated, and vaccine requirements work. Its Chief Executive Scott Kirby and President Brett Hart said on Tuesday. The Nigerian government says it has suspended the passports of more than 2,000 Nigerians accused of violating COVID prevention protocols after returning from abroad. Dr. Mokhtar Mohammed, who sits on the president's COVID committee, said that the passports would remain suspended for a year. As the country anticipates a third wave of infections, Nigeria appears to have strengthened its surveillance system at the airports, seaports, and land borders. Attention is now focused on travelers, especially those arriving from what are seen as high-risk countries who might try and evade isolation orders. People arriving from places such as India, South Africa, Brazil, and Turkey are expected to be quarantined for 14 days at government-approved facilities. World Health Organization staff were among 83 aid workers who sexually abused women and girls while tackling the Ebola outbreak in the Democratic Republic of Congo, a report finds. The abuses, which included 9 allegations of rape, were committed by both national and international workers between 2018 and 2020. The report comes after more than 50 local women reported sexual abuse. WHO Director General Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus said it was, quote, inexcusable. The 35-page report was produced by an independent commission following an investigation. The commission, which interviewed dozens of women who had alleged they were offered work in exchange for sex, found that 21 of the 83 alleged perpetrators were employed by the WHO. The WHO said it was terminating the contracts of 4 people who were still employed by the organization and promised more measures would be taken. Boxing legend Manny Pacquiao has announced his retirement from the sport to focus on his political career. The multi-division world champion, who's a senator in his native Philippines, has already announced his intention to run for president in the country's 2022 elections. The 42-year-old's final fight was a defeat by Cuba's Yordenis Ugas in Las Vegas last month. Quote, I just heard the final bell. Boxing is over, said Pacquiao. In a video posted on social media, Pacquiao described retiring as the, quote, hardest decision of my life, adding boxing had given him, quote, the chance to fight my way out of poverty and the courage to change more lives. He also thanked his fans, friends, and all those who supported him through his career, most notably longtime trainer Freddie Roach, who he described as, quote, my family, a brother, and a friend. I will never forget what I have done and accomplished in my life, he said. Lionel Messi scored his first Paris Saint-Germain goal in a stunning fashion as they beat Manchester City in an enthralling Champions League group game. Messi, making his fourth appearance for PSG since leaving Barcelona, ran from the halfway line before playing a 1-2 with Kylian Mbappe and leaving Ederson rooted to the spot with a lovely 20-yard shot. The roar from the Parc des Princes crowd was deafening as the Argentine, on his return from injury, added one PSG goal to the 672 he had managed for Barca. Idriss Ndiaye had given last season's French runners-up an early lead with an excellent drive into the top corner. City had plenty of chances to score in between those goals, with Raheem Sterling's header hitting the bar and Bernardo Silva striking the woodwork from the rebound with an empty net in front of him. They also had 7 shots on target but could not beat Champions League debutant Gianluigi Donnarumma in PSG's goal. Daniel Craig's fifth and final James Bond film, No Time to Die, has received rave reviews from critics. The movie premiered at Royal Albert Hall on Tuesday, following several delays prompted by the COVID pandemic. In his 5-star review of the film, Kevin Maher of The Times said, quote, "It's better than good. It's magnificent. Craig is a towering, charismatic presence from opening frame to closing shot, and he bows out in terrific, soulful style." But while most critics were positive, some suggest the film did not quite justify its 163-minute running time. In his own 5-star review, The Guardian's Peter Bradshaw described the film as an epic barnstormer which delivers pathos, action, drama, camp comedy, heartbreak, macabre horror, and outrageously silly old-fashioned action. Wendy SHAY penned a touching letter to praise her manager, Bullet, of Roughtown Records, for his unfailing faith in her and her talent. In an Instagram post, the songstress disclosed the turbulent journey of standing tall as some industry players sought to tear her down. She said that despite all these bad vibes, Bullet stuck with her, and today they are one of the greatest artist-manager duads ever seen. Wendy SHAY wrote, quote, "Thank you, boss, for believing in the talent you saw in me when no one did." Even though some key players in the industry discouraged you not to work with me because I won't make it, you still went ahead and pushed me to the top. As she heaped praise on him, Wendy also blessed her manager and declared him the best manager ever.